Hi, friends. It's Miss Jones. Today we're going to be looking at a reading comprehension piece, and the title is The Secret Garden. The Secret Garden. So I'm going to read it. I would like for you to follow along with me. After I'm finished reading, I need for you to reread it again to check for your own understanding. The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. The sun shone down for nearly a week on the secret garden. The secret garden was what Mary called it when she was thinking of it. She liked the name, and she liked still more the feeling that when its beautiful old walls shut her in, no one knew where she was. It seemed almost like being shut out of the world in some fairy place. The few books she had read and liked had been fairy story books, and she had read of secret gardens in some of the stories. Sometimes people went to sleep in them for 100 years, which she had thought was rather foolish. She had no intention of going to sleep, and in fact, she was becoming wider awake every day which passed at Misselthwaite. She was beginning to like to be out of doors. She no longer hated the wind, but enjoyed it. She could run faster and longer, and she could skip up to 100. The bulbs in the secret garden must have been so astonished. Such nice clear places were made round them that they had all the breathing space they wanted. And really, if Mistress Mary had known it, they began to cheer up under the dark earth and work tremendously. The sun could get at them and warm them, and when the rain came down, it could reach them at once. So they began to feel very much alive. So I'm going to pause, and I'm going to do a little snot on the side. Small notes on the side. We know what that means. It's just going to be a brief summary of what I've just read. Probably one or two sentences. And so the girl's name is Mary. Mary loved to hide in her, what would you put? Secret garden. And she loved to be outside. So that's my small note for that. Now we're going to move on to the next part of our selection. Mary was an odd, determined little person, and now she had something interesting to be determined about. She was very much absorbed indeed. She worked and dug and pulled up weeds steadily, only becoming more pleased with her work every hour instead of tiring of it. It seemed to her like a fascinating sort of play. She found many of the sprouting pale green points than she had ever hoped to find. They seemed to be starting up everywhere, and each day she was sure she found tiny new ones. Some so tiny that they barely peeped above the earth. There were so many that she remembered what Martha had said about the snowdrops by the thousands, and about bulbs spreading and making new ones. These had been left to themselves for 10 years, and perhaps they spread like snowdrops into thousands. She wondered how long it would be before they showed that they were flowers. Sometimes she stopped digging to look at the garden and to try to imagine what it would be like when it was covered with thousands of lovely things in bloom. So now it's your job to go back and reread The Secret Garden on your own. And I did the small notes on the side for the first paragraph, And I would like for you to do the small note on the side for the second paragraph. So I hope that you have to finish rereading it on your own. And now I would like to move on down to the comprehension questions that will be accompanying this text. So right now we have number 1, and you'll be able to answer these on the next slide. Number 1, name 2 or more things that Mary enjoys about the outdoors. So keyword is 2 or more things. A lot of times we will just read and then we just go ahead and go for what we know. Make sure that we look at the instructions carefully. They want 2 or more things. So if you only put 1, then that's not correct. If you put 2 or more, so 2, 3, 4, 5, then you have sufficiently answered that question. Number 2, complete the analogy. So we're comparing snowdrops is to flowers as, and we have a cold winter night to a warm summer breeze. B, grains of sand on the beach to stars in the sky. Or C, raindrops to budding plants. So those are the next 2 activities. And the last one is a matching. So you're going to have the matching flashcards. And you're going to be matching each word to its meaning. I'm only going to go over the word, the word. These are the definitions. The first word is astonished, determined, intention, bulb, fascinating, and sprouting. So you'll be matching these words to their meanings. Good luck.